Ever found yourself tormented by a painful memory, reliving the emotional anguish over and over again? It's a common experience, one that can feel like an ongoing torment. It's as if the event itself wasn't painful enough when it first occurred. The memory of it lingers, sometimes feeling as if it's there to continue the torture. There are various types of memories that can cause this distress. Some memories persistently haunt us, keeping us ensnared in emotional chains. They're there when we wake, they follow us throughout the day, and they're the last thing we think of before we sleep. It's like a constant echo of a past event that refuses to fade. Other memories, however, are more insidious. They lurk in the background, ready to pounce when we least expect it. One moment we're in control, the next, we're a puppet on a string, manipulated by an unseen force that we can't quite comprehend. It's a shock to the system, a sudden plunge back into a moment we'd rather forget. Then, there are those memories we've packed away so neatly that they've slipped out of our conscious awareness. The forgotten memories, the hazy memories, the suppressed memories. Although they're concealed from our conscious thoughts, these can be the most damaging. They silently dampen our zest for life, leaving a dull sense of depression or anxiety that we can't quite put our finger on. These hidden memories can quietly impact our lives, changing our behaviors and responses in ways we don't fully understand. They're like ghostly presences, barely perceptible but still able to influence us from the shadows. Now, if a past event, big or small, has ever left a mark on you, you've probably wondered why. Why does one event bring so much pain? Why does the memory of it have such power over us? Why does it continue to cause so much distress long after the event itself has passed? If a past event has ever left a mark on you, you've probably wondered why. Why does one event bring so much pain? The answer to this intriguing question lies in our awe-inspiring brain. You see, the primary purpose of our brain in all its complex glory is to keep us alive, and it takes this job very seriously. To ensure our survival, the brain houses a dedicated alert system, designed specifically for our protection. Now, this isn't your average alarm system. It's like the high-tech, state-of-the-art Secret Service of alarm systems. The headquarters of this system is located in a small, almond-shaped structure near the base of your brain, known as the amygdala. The amygdala is a bit of a multitasker, responsible for managing our emotions, conditioned behavior, and motivation. Its role is instinctive, not rational, which means when the amygdala takes the reins, we're no longer in control. It's like the brain's autopilot mode. When it comes to the decisions we make automatically, like pulling your hand away from a hot stove or jumping at the sound of a loud noise, your amygdala is the boss. It's ruthlessly efficient, able to kickstart your body's fight or flight response in a split second. In an emergency, this can be a lifesaver. But the amygdala isn't just a reactive system, it's also proactive. After an emergency, the amygdala goes through a sort of software upgrade. It records the conditions of the recent threat, updates its responses, and prepares to prevent any similar emergencies in the future. It's always ready to respond should the threat arise again. So when it comes to automatic decisions, your amygdala is the boss. It's constantly learning, adapting, and preparing to protect us from any danger, real or perceived. It's an integral part of how our brain processes and responds to emotional pain. The amygdala is ruthlessly efficient, initiating your body's fight or flight response in a split second at any hint of danger. This almond-shaped structure nestled near the base of our brains may seem small, but it wields tremendous power, dictating our emotions, conditioned behavior, and motivation. It operates instinctively, not rationally. When your amygdala takes control, you're essentially on autopilot, making automatic decisions driven by this internal command center. Now imagine a scene where you're faced with an emergency. Your heart races, your palms sweat, and your senses heighten. That's your amygdala springing into action, ensuring your survival. But it doesn't stop there. Once the danger has passed, the amygdala gets to work on a brain equivalent of a software upgrade. This upgrade is a process of recording the conditions of the recent emergency and updating its responses to the threat. It's like your amygdala is taking copious notes, learning from past experiences to better protect you in the future. It's a sort of conditioning, an adaptive behavior aimed at preventing similar emergencies. If the same situation arises, your amygdala will be ready to respond, having learned from the past experience. The goal of your amygdala is noble. It's like a vigilant guardian, always on high alert. Its motto, never, never, ever let this happen again. It's a commitment to your safety, a pledge to prevent you from harm. But as we'll see in the next scene, this well-intentioned vigilance can sometimes lead us down a path of emotional distress. If you're reading this, your amygdala has been doing a great job of keeping you alive, but there's a catch. This almond-shaped duo nestled in the base of your brain is a relentless sentinel, constantly on guard for potential threats. But sometimes, its vigilance can tip over into overzealousness, and that's when things get complicated. Picture this. You've just experienced a distressing event. Your amygdala, in its quest to protect you, records the specifics of this encounter, like a vigilant security guard noting down every detail of an intrusion. Now, this would be a lifesaver in a situation where the same danger repeats. You'd be prepared and alert, ready to respond. But here lies the snag. When the amygdala is on high alert, it doesn't discriminate between real and perceived threats. It sees a snake in every garden hose, a wolf in every shadow. Any event that bears even a passing resemblance to the original distressing experience can set off the alarm bells. Your heart might race, your palms might sweat, you might feel a knot in your stomach, all because your amygdala is trying to protect you from a danger that doesn't really exist. This is the crux of why certain memories bring pain. Your amygdala, in its attempt to shield you from harm, can end up causing emotional distress. A song, a scent, a place, or even a person associated with a past trauma can trigger a response from your amygdala. It's like being stuck in a loop of emotional turbulence, all because your amygdala is trying to keep you safe from a threat that's long gone. The overreactive nature of the amygdala can make it a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's a vital part of our survival mechanism, priming us for action in the face of danger. On the other hand, its overzealous response can lead to emotional suffering, as it triggers reactions to threats that no longer exist or were never real to begin with. So, while the amygdala's intent is to protect, its overzealous nature can sometimes translate into emotional suffering. This doesn't mean we're at the mercy of our amygdala, though. Understanding its role and function is the first step towards managing its impact on our emotions and reactions. But that's a conversation for another time. Understanding why memories can hurt so much gives us a new perspective on our emotional experiences. We've journeyed through the intriguing world of painful memories, learning about their profound impact on our lives. We've explored how our brain, in its awe-inspiring complexity, plays a vital role in these emotional experiences. Our exploration led us to the amygdala, our brain's own personal bodyguard, ever alert and ready to protect us. Its purpose is noble, its mission clear, to keep us safe and prevent recurring emergencies. We've seen how it initiates the body's fight-or-flight response in the blink of an eye, a survival instinct that can be life-saving in emergencies. But like any well-meaning guardian, the amygdala can sometimes overstep its bounds. It's not always discerning in choosing the threats it reacts to. A memory, a reminder of a past event, can sometimes be enough to trip the alarm. Our amygdala, with its upgraded software, remembers the conditions of the past emergency and prepares us to face it again. This overzealousness of the amygdala can result in past traumas and negative memories causing pain long after the event. It's the reason why trauma can shape our behavior, creating new rules that drive our actions. It's also why negative memories can seem to grow stronger with time, their influence over us refusing to wane. But there's a silver lining. Understanding the role of the amygdala in our emotional experiences can be liberating. It can help us see our negative memories in a new light. So next time a painful memory resurfaces, remember it's your brain trying to protect you, and with that understanding we can begin to see our negative memories in a different light.